Q2 parking car allowances out of the budget.
We need to look at areas that we can make some cuts.
A decades-old city employee perk could soon be a thing of the past. I'll explain. Plus a Red Lodge rodeo of a different kind.
Because we're cowgirls and we love to sing.
From barrel racing to a stampede, a first ever event takes to the mountain. We'll show you. The MTN 530 News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Andrea Lutz. Your tax dollars have been helping city employees cover the cost of driving, even if it's just to the office. Now that decades-old perk could be on the chopping block. City leaders are hashing out details of next year's budget, and one councilor is looking to slim it down by cutting car allowances for city executives. Tonight, I look at how much the city could potentially save. City leaders say it's time to tighten the belt.
If you're really flush, that's great. We're not.
On the 5th floor of City Hall, another Wednesday means another meeting about the budget.
That's the level of trust and communication that goes on.
And now discussion about cutting car allowances for employees.
We need to look at areas that we can make some cuts.
Doing so would save the budget nearly $69,000 a year.
This is one that is low-hanging fruit.
The practice has been around since the 1980s, according to a memo from City Administrator Chris Kukulski, given to 15 city employees, ranging from as much as $500 a month to $150, given to department directors, judges, and even the mayor.
We're a city that doesn't need all the bells and whistles.
It's why Councilor Bill Kennedy is asking to scrap it in the face of rising property taxes and city rates.
We have a lot of seniors on fixed income. We have a lot of working families that are trying to own homes. I think we need to help them. But you know, the number one issue is I'm looking for dollars to put more officers on the street.
He says instead of car allowances, employees should be reimbursed the federal standard for mileage at 70 cents a mile. The idea, though, drawing some criticism from other council members.
This is just essentially an overreach into micromanagement that I don't think is appropriate for council.
I guess I'm wondering how department heads feel about their compensation being lowered.
It's just way too onerous to track a mile here and 2 miles here and 5 miles here. So.
But Kennedy says he wants to take a firm approach to budget priorities.
I think people are asking to please be very frugal with the dollars to run our city.
In response, the city has asked for administrative authority over the process, asking that if council decides to discontinue the practice, it be phased out as positions turn over. 3 Montana State University international students have had their F1 student visa status revoked. That's according to MSU President Waded Cruzado. The visas were revoked under the authority of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Officials say due to federal laws and campus policies, they're protecting student privacy and no other details were given. Cruzado says the students were notified. Other universities across the country have also reported international students getting their visas revoked, including Harvard, Stanford, and UCLA. An F1 visa allows a full-time college student to live in the U.S. legally with proof of enrollment. A parent's worst nightmare as a very scary kidnapping unfolded in Billings this morning, but ended with both children safe and a man behind bars. It all started just after 9:30 this morning near Club Lux on the 1100 block of First Avenue North. The victim reported his vehicle had been stolen with his 2-year-old and 3-month-old baby inside. So police quickly began searching the area, ultimately locating that vehicle in the 800 block of North 17th Street with the kids unharmed and still inside. The suspect fled on foot, and officers say thanks to video surveillance from Club Lux, they're able to get a photo of the suspect. Officers noticed an ankle monitor, and they were able to identify that man as 19-year-old Monty Reed. Reed was eventually arrested and taken to jail for 2 counts of kidnapping and motor vehicle theft. Former Montana Senator Jon Tester is beginning to adjust to life after politics. He lost his bid for a fourth term in the U.S. Senate in November and says he's staying busy on the family farm in Big Sandy. But despite living in rural Montana, he's still finding a way to have his political voice heard. Tester co-hosts a podcast called Grounded, featuring a wide range of guests. Montana's former senator says it's a bipartisan effort to keep listeners in the know and hold both political parties accountable.
The legislative branch is no longer a co-equal branch of government as our forefathers had set up. They've ceded their power to the executive branch. I think that is not only bad, but I think it's also very, very dangerous.
Well, Tester says he's fairly certain his days of running for office are behind him. We'll have much more on his life after politics tonight at 10. Ski season is wrapping up at Red Lodge Mountain, but today featured the mountain's first ever snow rodeo. What exactly are these unique events all about? Our Matt Carmack takes us up the mountain and shows us.
In celebration of all things Montana and another year here at Red Lodge Mountain, it's the first snow rodeo, an annual event you'll likely see for many more years to come. On the slopes of Red Lodge Sunday, lassos, cowboys, and of course, snow.
We just wanted to celebrate our local culture here, so we launched the first annual snow rodeo here at Red Lodge Mountain, kind of celebrating our cowboy heritage, and we're having a blast with it.
Red Lodge Mountain finished their season with a bang, starting with the saddleback slalom.
It really kind of combines the skills of skiing and riding with the skills of being a cowboy here in western U.S.
Participants slid down the mountain while practicing their cowboy skills, from a barrel run to a cattle tie finish.
We're cowgirls, and we love to ski.
An event enjoyed by ski instructors Alani Larash and Katrina Zupan.
I think anytime we get to dress up like cowboys and be silly on snow is pretty fun.
The rodeo ended in a unique way, as well as with the denim fashion show for all cowboys and cowgirls to enjoy.
This year, it's been well received by our guests, so if you weren't able to make it this year, keep an eye out for it next year, because we're bringing it back for the snow rodeo at Red Lodge Mountain.
It's been a really fun weekend. It's kind of bittersweet. This is our last official weekend to open. We do open next weekend for Easter, but this is just a really fun way to wrap up our season.
And this is Eleni. It's on my very first year teaching, and we've had a fantastic experience.
It's been awesome.
In Red Lodge, Matt Carmack, MTN News.
Storm Tracker weather starts